Hello again, fellow virtual consultants. Thank you for joining us for our video. In this video, we're going to show you several examples of how to automate your workflows using Zapier with Google Sheets, again to automate a variety of workflows. We will also share with you some lessons learned and best practices that we have discovered in using Google Sheets with Zapier. So, and again, we'll show you several different examples of how we are using Google Sheets and Zapier to automate various stages of our workflow. So please stick around and we'll get started. If you have not already seen episode 1 in our Zapier tutorial that explains what Zapier is and how you can sign up for Zapier and set up your account with Zapier, we would highly recommend that you view episode 1, How to Automate Your Business, Zapier Tutorial, episode 1, where we show you also how to create a Twitter to Discord Zap, and our other videos in our Zapier tutorial found in our Virtual Consulting YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to show you several examples of Zaps that we have created that use Google Sheets to automate various stages of our workflow. You can see we have several that use a Google Sheet to send a Gmail based on our workflow for our development of YouTube videos, so we'll show you each of those examples. And then a previous example that we've used that shows how you can use Google Sheets as an intermediary between Gmail and other social media sites to automate Gmail receipt of a Gmail message which is otherwise prevented from directly going there, that we have in a previous video that's included in the description box below. So again, we'll show you each of these examples and we'll talk about some of the best practices and lessons learned that we've learned with integrating Google Sheets with Zapier to automate various workflows. So one of the lessons learned with using Google Sheets with Zapier that we have learned is in using a trigger based on a Google Sheet where it's a row or cell update is the trigger for your Zap from a Google Sheet, is that unless your Google Sheet is going to be relatively static and you're not going to be inserting rows or deleting rows in the middle or sorting, filtering rows, etc., it's often best to have a separate worksheet with just a few rows that are going to be used as your trigger for your Zap. Otherwise, Zapier appears to be using the row ID, the row number for its trigger for the update. So again, if you change the row number, the row ID, that can trigger a large number of Zaps that you may not want. So again, when you're designing your Zaps for being triggered based off Google Sheets, we would highly recommend that you think about that. What data are you going to need? Is the data going to be static? Is the Google Sheet going to be static? Or are you going to want to have a separate worksheet to use as where the data is triggered when you insert or update a row? In our examples, you'll see, based on this lesson learned, this best practice, we have separate worksheets that are used as the triggering event for each of the Zaps that we're going to show you as an example. So we hope that helps. These first two examples of integrating Google Sheets with Zapier to automate workflows that we're going to show you are part of our YouTube development and social media marketing workflow. And there's a couple stages within our workflow of developing new YouTube videos and marketing them that we can't fully automate. So what we want to do is, when we get to that stage, I want to trigger an email to be sent via Gmail to my partner, who will then complete that stage. In the first example, we'll show you we're developing the thumbnail for a new video that's been recorded, and I want her to go ahead and create the thumbnail for that and then update the row when that thumbnail's been completed. So again, the first example will generate that email to ask Sonia to go ahead and create the thumbnail for the new video, which you'll see we have this worksheet set up with the triggering row, where once that data is pasted into this row, it will trigger that email to be sent to Sonia to develop the thumbnail. And you can see the data that we're using to generate that thumbnail. We've got the video title, the thumbnail title, what channel it's being developed for, and the path where that thumbnail is going to be put. And it's measuring the length of the title so that I can make sure that it's not over 100 characters for the YouTube video title. So again, this is the data that's going to be used as the input to trigger. Now, another best practice for using Google Sheets is, again, once you insert the data into this cell that's being used as the trigger, Zapier may pick it up and trigger that Zap. So you want to put that data in after you have the other fields that are going to be used in the Zap already filled in. In this case, we'll see that the thumbnail title is the trigger for that Zap. In the second example, we will see, as again part of our YouTube workflow, development workflow, once a video has been created, recorded, uploaded, etc., we first publish that out to our Patreon members for exclusive access for some period of time before we premiere or publish that video. And so we want to create the posting for that video in our Patreon. And unfortunately, that automatically creating a posting in Patreon is not something that is currently included in the integration with Zapier. If there's someone from Zapier that's listening or responsible for the Patreon integration, that is a feature that would be greatly an enhancement that would be very appreciated, would help us save a lot of additional time and energy. But again, as currently that is a manual step. So once that video is completed, we have another worksheet that we then put the Patreon date in, along with the fields to be included in the posting for or the email that is generated that's sent out to Sonia. She handles the posting of the videos to Patreon. So once I filled in these cells and I put the date in there, you'll see that that triggers this email sent to Sonia to post the video in our Patreon. So again, you can see this, we're using Google Sheets integrated with Zapier to automate several stages in our workflow for developing new YouTube videos. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at each of those apps and how they work and how we save time, energy, and money by using an integration with Google Sheets and Zapier. Okay, so the first app that we're going to look at that is using Google Sheets integrated with Zapier to automate part of our YouTube development workflow. As we mentioned, this is the Zap to generate a Gmail when we update the row in the thumbnail worksheet to trigger a message to my partner to go ahead and generate the thumbnail for a video that either we produced or going to produce. So we can see the triggering event is a newer updated spreadsheet row in Google Sheets. We've got some filtering that we'll look at, and then that's going to generate an email sent to my partner to create that thumbnail and put it in the appropriate folder. So if we look at the triggering event, we can see we're using Google Sheets. We've connected it to our Google Sheets, and within this account, the event is a newer updated spreadsheet row. We can see we're using this whole spreadsheet. We have all of our worksheets in this one spreadsheet, so we're connected to that one spreadsheet, and that's managing all of our YouTube video development workflows. You can see it's attached to the thumbnails worksheet within that Google Sheet, and the triggering column again is the thumbnail title. So as we mentioned a minute ago, you want to be cognizant of which column you're triggering on, and make sure that the other fields with data that you're going to be using in this app are already filled in before you update the column in the triggering cell. Because that will trigger the Zap, and if the data is not there at that time, then the data will not be available for use in your Zap. So again, you can see the triggering column in this case is the thumbnail title. We can see we're doing some filtering. And again, it's making sure that the title exists, so that if I'm updating a row and that title does not exist, then this Zap will not continue. until an update is a trigger is found with an update to that row where that cell value exists. So again, as you are updating the row with other cell fields, this Zap will not continue because the thumbnail title does not exist. So then once that value exists in the thumbnail title cell, then it will trigger a Gmail. We're sending it out using our Gmail account, sending it to my partner, copying our Beach Bum Trading in this case, as this is for that YouTube channel. You could set the name, who it's coming from, and then you can format the subject using various cells. In this case, we're doing this for multiple channels, so it says, okay, please create a thumbnail for, and I'm using the channel cell. So there's the channel cell. It's going to pick up the value from that cell. And then the title, so it's got the title from the thumbnail, so it's picking up the title for the thumbnail, which can be separate now. It's a recent enhancement that we did to communicate the title of the thumbnail separate from the title of the video. You can see you can do plain text or HTML, and then again format the body to include additional data. So you can see we're using the channel, the title of the thumbnail. It lists the file path of the folder in which to put the thumbnail once it's completed. I'm also including the full title of the video in case that is pertinent for finding images, additional customizing of the title. And then if the video has already been uploaded and it has a URL, then there will be a value in the URL cell. It is not required for this Zap or to create the thumbnail. In some cases we create them in advance. In some cases we create them after the thumbnail has already been loaded. So again, this is an example of how we're using this Zap to trigger an event to ask my partner to create the thumbnail for a video based on this row in this worksheet. And again, we're using a separate row. If I had multiples, I could put a couple rows in there. But again, one of the things we learned is I used to trigger it off of this cell in this larger sheet, and I found when I deleted rows, inserted rows, it would sometimes generate superfluous emails asking her to create thumbnails for ones she'd already done or that weren't ready yet. So again, this gives me more control over generating those emails just based on when we're ready to generate the thumbnail for this given YouTube video. So again, you can see how that Zap is constructed, how it works, how we're triggering off a particular worksheet in a Google Sheet, a particular cell in that Google Sheet to generate this email in this case, and also using this filtering action to make sure that the value in that cell exists, again, before it starts generating emails where the critical piece of data is missing. So please let us know what you think of this Zap in the comments below, in our Discord, in our Facebook group, etc. If you have any questions, comments about this particular Zap or this workflow, we'd be happy to respond. And otherwise, we'll take a look at the next Google Sheets integration with Zapier Zap. Okay, the second Zapier Zap that we're going to look at that is triggered on an update in a Google Sheet is, as we mentioned, part of our YouTube development and marketing workflow is once we have a video recorded, we're going to release it first for exclusive access to our Patreons. And again, I can't automate that posting in Patreon currently, given the current integration with Zapier. And again, that'd be a great enhancement. We would love to see someone from Zapier, whoever's responsible for the Patreon integration, to enhance Zapier with. It would again save us these steps. But for now, when we're ready for that step, again, I want to generate an email to my partner to say, okay, this video is ready to be posted to our Patreons for their exclusive access, and I want to trigger that based on a date in a Google Sheets worksheet. So again, we have this and we track when videos have been released to our Patreons, so we make sure that we release them to them for exclusive access early. And again, we're using a specific worksheet within our Google Sheets. We have a separate worksheet. You can see we've got the title, the URL of the video. I've got some detailed instructions of how to do this posting, etc. And we'll see that this Zapier Zap is triggered from the value in the Patreon early access date field. So when I put a date in a row within this worksheet, that will then trigger that Zap, and we'll see that in a second. And then it will use these values to send the email to my partner to go ahead and post that video to our Patreon. So again, we can see we're using Google Sheets. The trigger is a newer updated row. We're using that same Google Sheet for our YouTube development and marketing. In this case, we have it attached to that Patreon's worksheet. And the triggering a column, as we just saw, was the Patreon early access date. So the value update in that trigger column is what triggers this app to continue. Again, we have a filter, so in this case we might want to make sure that that value exists, and you can see we also have a number of other filters where we don't post certain types of videos to our Patreons as they are live streams. So in this case, if this is a weekly trading game plan for the Beach Bum Trading channel, we want to filter those out, so it does not contain a game plan for the week. It does not the channel is not virtual consulting. This is one we're going to change, as we just recently released our Patreon for virtual consulting. So we're going to change that one. And then column F is we want to make sure that it doesn't say NA. So we again want to make sure that we're not saying don't post that. So again, that will filter out ones that we don't want to post to our Patreons as it's not applicable. And then we're going to generate the Gmail. Again, we're sending it to our partner. We're copying the Beach Bum Trading account. We can put the from name, whomever we want. And again, you can see how we're formatting the subject using the date. So it's we can set the date for the future. If we want to stagger these postings, if we generate multiple videos and we want to post one a day or so in the Patreon, we can use that date. And then it also says which channel, as we're managing multiple channels, and then it's got the title of the video. And then again, we can format the body as either plain text or HTML. And again, we're using the cells from that worksheet. As you can see, the channel, the title, the URL, and then we're using the channel multiple times, as that will indicate which Patreon, and then the date, and then also again we have a path to a Word document that contains the instructions for how to post in that particular Patreon, has the URL to the Patreon, etc., and any additional formatting that we want to do in the message that's posted in the Patreon for those videos for that particular channel. So again, you can see how we have a specific worksheet developed with the data values that we're going to use in the Zap, and then we have the triggering column, that an update to that column. Again, we're using some filters to filter out cases where we do not want it posted to Patreon, and then we're formatting the data and sending out that Gmail. So again, if you have any questions, comments about this particular Zap, we're happy to try to answer them for you. Please post them in the comments below, in our Discord, in our Facebook group. So again, this is another example of how you can use Google Sheets triggered based on a column with specific data in a particular worksheet in a Google Sheet, using filters to send a Gmail to automate this stage in your workflow. So again, hopefully you can see the time, effort, and money that this saves you and your potential virtual consulting clients by being able to automate these various stages in your workflow triggered based on design in your Google Sheets. So again, please let us know what you think, any questions you have, comments, etc. Okay, the final example that we're going to look at as part of this video is one that we've shown you before, where we're using a Google Sheet as an intermediary between Gmail and, in this case, sending a message in Discord, as Gmail does not allow direct connections from Gmail to other third-party systems like Discord. So again, in the next few clips, we'll show you how we're using a particular worksheet as an intermediary to get the data from a Gmail message to be used to post a message in a Discord, where again we can't directly access the data from the email in Discord in a Discord action, but we can put it in a Google Sheet. Again, since these are both Google products probably, and then we can get the data from the Google Sheet to be used in a message to be posted in Discord. So again, we hope this shows you another way that you can use Google Sheets integrated with Zapier to automate various workflows, save you and your virtual consulting clients time, energy, and money. Please let us know what you think in the comments, in our Discord, in our Facebook group, etc. So now we'll take a look at how we're using Google Sheets as an intermediary between Gmail and other third-party applications like Discord. So you'll see I created this Google Sheets. I just called it Thinkorswim Alerts, and I just put 2 column headers in there, which is the data that I'm going to use. I put the raw snippet. I'm going to post that same text in. And then I thought, oh, it'd also be nice if I had the date time stamp of the alert, because I can tell the Discord members when this alert was actually sent from Thinkorswim. So we've got that created. There's nothing in it. It's just sheet 1 there. So let's see if we can use Google Sheet as an intermediary to get our data from our Gmail email to our Discord channel. So here's our Zap. Okay, can't do it that way. So now I want to insert an intermediate step. And I want to select a Google Sheet for this step. So now the event is going to be to update a row. I want to put the data into the row in the Google Sheet that came from the Gmail. And I want to select, well, I want to select my drive. I want to select the appropriate spreadsheet. Select the worksheet that I want to post this in. And you can see that this is a generic solution for going from Gmail to any application that's not on that approved list that we saw from Google. So in the raw snippet field, I want to get the raw snippet from the Gmail email. And then in the alert date time, I'm going to find a date timestamp. There's a date timestamp. So I'll put that in the alert date time column. And in the row, I want this to be row number 2. Okay, to specify that I want the row to be updated to be row number 2 in my spreadsheet, I click in the row button, make sure that I have custom selected, come back, enter 2, tab out of there, and now I can either fill in those fields if I haven't already, or I can continue. Now we're ready to test our action and see if it will post this data to our Google Sheets spreadsheet. Says it was updated. We go to our Google Sheet. We see, look, there's our data. There's the raw snippet posted in row 2, cell A, and row 2, cell B. We've got the date, so that part worked. So now let's see if we can continue from there. So I don't need to retest. Now let's see if I can modify my Discord output setup to read the data from the Google Sheet. So I want to set up my action. Instead of getting the raw snippet data from the Google or from the Gmail, I want to get it from the update spreadsheet, the output of the update spreadsheet row. And in this case, I want the raw snippet. And then I can format the data appropriately. I'll get the alert date time, and then we can add some formatting to make the message look a little prettier. We would also like to cordially invite you to join us in the new Virtual Consulting Community Discord server. You should be able to find an invite in the description box below and or in the link section on our website on the Virtual Consulting Firm homepage, which you can also find a link to in the description box below at thevcf.com. And again, we'd like to invite you to join us and discuss any topics related to virtual consulting, etc., any help that you would need. In the Virtual Consulting Community Discord server. It is free to join. Again, any topics you want to discuss, any help you would like to have to succeed in your virtual consulting business, we can discuss those topics there, and hopefully our fellow virtual consultants will help each other out and mutually benefit from participating in the new Virtual Consulting Community Discord server. So we look forward to seeing you there. Again, you can find an invite in the description box below, in the About page of our YouTube channel, in the link section of our homepage, thevcf.com. And again, we look forward to joining you in the Virtual Consulting Community Discord server. Thank you. So hopefully all of these examples help to show you how you can automate your workflows using Google Sheets and Zapier. And some of the best practices and lessons learned that we have learned with how to automate your workflows using Google Sheets and Zapier in the most efficient and effective way. Hopefully you can see how much time, energy, and money this will save you and your business by automating your workflows using Google Sheets and Zapier, and also as a service that you can offer to your virtual consulting clients, again, to automate their stages of their workflows, etc., using Google Sheets and Zapier. Please let us know in the comments below of any other ideas that you would like to see of using Google Sheets and Zapier, other automation using Google Sheets, other Zaps that you would like to see developed using Zapier. Again, please let us know in the comments below, in our new Discord, in our Facebook group, etc. Again, let us know what other types of automations you would like to see using Google Sheets and or Zapier, and we'd be happy to see what we could do to accommodate you. Any other questions, comments, etc., please include them in the comments below. Again, in our Discord, in our Facebook group, etc. So, thank you. Again, let us know what you think of these examples, and thank you for watching our video. Good luck and have a great day. So we hope this all helps you see the awesome potential for not only automating workflows within your virtual consulting business, but how you could also offer this as a service to automate workflows in your virtual consulting client's business. So we hope that you like this video. Please let us know other types of integrations between applications available in Zapier for which you'd like to see additional videos in our Zapier tutorial. We hope you'll watch all of the other videos in our Zapier tutorial. And please let us know in the comments below any feedback, recommendations for improvement, other Zaps you would like. and we will try to accommodate those as best we are able. This video and the Virtual Consulting YouTube channel is powered by the Virtual Consulting Firm. Please also visit and follow us on social media via the links that you may find on our About page. In the top right, you can link to our Virtual Consulting homepage. You can follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. You can also find our web hosting company. And if you scroll to the bottom, you'll find additional links to some of our other social media sites, our Facebook site, our Instagram site. Also, we hope you will join us in the Virtual Consulting Facebook group where we can discuss any topics and you can ask any questions related to virtual consulting, and we'd be happy to help you succeed in your virtual consulting business, get started, and succeed in your virtual consulting business. And also our Pinterest, and again the web hosting company that we use for our homepage. So again, we hope you will also choose to follow us on our social media sites, visit us, let us know what you think of all this, how can we help you. We hope this all helps, and have a great day. Please help us be able to continue to produce frequent quality content to help you learn how to get started and succeed in virtual consulting as a virtual consultant by supporting virtual consulting via our Patreon at patreon.com/virtualconsulting. Again, this is totally voluntary. If you would wish to provide us with your support, we would greatly appreciate it. You can see you can receive additional benefits, and we hope to be able to add additional benefits to each of these membership levels, any of which you may choose. And again, we'll be adding additional benefits to each membership level as we are able. So again, if you're able to help support us in being able to produce frequent quality content and additional benefits for our Patreons, we hope you will choose to select a membership in our Patreon at patreon.com/virtualconsulting. We thank you for your support. Good luck and have a great day. Thank you for watching our video to the end. We hope that you liked it. Please smash the like button to help the YouTube algorithm share our videos with more of your fellow virtual consultants around the world. Please share this on your social media and with your other virtual consultants around the world. If you're not already subscribed to our Virtual Consulting YouTube channel, we hope that you will choose to subscribe, and please hit the bell icon to be notified as we release new content. Please provide us with your feedback in the comments below. Let us know how we can help you be more successful as a virtual consultant, get started as a virtual consultant, and be successful in your virtual consulting business. Again, thank you for watching our video to the end. We hope this all helps, and have a great day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left-hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right-hand corner. And we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right-hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left-hand corner. We hope you like this, and have a great day.